So in this video, we are going to go over trademarks. I see a lot of people asking about trademarks in the groups. People are messaging me. And then we're going to go over doing a little bit of research now that Merch by Amazon is fully coming back online. I'm going to show you guys the fast way to do the trademarks, and I'm going to show you the manual way to do the trademarks. I think it's very important that everyone understands how to do both because one kind of relies on the other. So before I begin, if you guys want to follow along and you don't have a Merch Informer account, we actually made it free until all of the ASINs are coming back online, so till the very end of the month. Head over to merchinformer.com, click on this big white button. There's no credit card required or anything. Just sign up so you can use the tools that I'm going to show you guys. So let's go back over here inside of Merch Informer. That's just telling you what I just said. Now, let's talk about trademarks, because I keep getting so many messages about trademarks. I see it popping up in the groups. Hey, can I trademark this? Can I trademark that? You need to think about trademarks as the source of a product. So, for example, if I said Nike to you, what is the first thing you think of? My guess is the first thing you think of is shoes. Okay, so I mean that's the point of a trademark, is to identify the source of said product. Disney, same sort of thing. When you're putting up shirts, pop sockets, you name it, to Merch by Amazon, they are seriously a stickler for trademark. And the reason for that is they don't want to get sued, because they can, people can bring legal action against Amazon and get a lot more money than if they brought legal action against you as a seller. So that's why you need to be careful. So there's two ways to go about this. I'm going to show you the easiest way that I know of. We're going to go over the manual way, and then we're going to do some research. Now, if you're inside of Merch Informer, click on your name in the upper right-hand corner and click the TM protection button. It's going to open up this right here. It is a Chrome extension. A ton of people use this. It's super, super helpful. And what it's going to do is, if you're on Amazon, it's going to check trademarks. So I already have an Amazon listing open right here. It says I'm not old, I'm classic. Really great design. And once you install that extension, it's going to put these two buttons here. Okay, there's going to be a merch trademark check, and there's going to be a pop socket check. If you're not familiar with trademarks, listen up. Okay, the Merch Informer trademark check here is what you want to be running when you are selling clothing. So there's different categories of trademarks. So I could have a trademark in software. I could have a trademark in food items, for example. When it comes to Merch by Amazon, there's two trademark categories you have to pay attention to. That's 0 to 5, that's the clothing category. So when you install that extension, we just went over, you want to click on this. That's going to check the title and the bullet points and such against the 0 to 5 category. That's clothing. Pop sockets, they're in a different category. They are in 009. Okay, so those are very, 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 very important. So I just opened up a random shirt here that isn't mine. It's just one of the ones that happens to be online for sale at a good price. Got some rankings to it. And the way this works is you come on Amazon and you simply click the button. Okay, Merch Informer trademark check. It's going to go through the title. It's going to go through the bullets here. And it's going to highlight things that are trademarked. I click this one, you see it's checked. It's going to highlight things that are trademarked in the 0 to 5 category. That's clothing. These become clickable. So we can come in here and we see, okay, grandfather has a trademark. Here's the serial number of the trademark. Here's the registration number. The type, it's a text trademark, and it's live. So you have to ask yourself, right? Like, can you use grandfather on a t-shirt? Well, I can just tell you without looking at it, yes, you can. But this is what you want to do. If you click this button, it's going to bring you over to the USPTO. And if you are not familiar with what that is, the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Okay, so that's basically the United States government has a website that shows you what has been trademarked in this country. It doesn't matter if you're from another country. We are pretty much selling a lot of shirts in the US. So if you are from Canada, if you're from Brazil, and you're selling shirts in the US, you're going to have to become familiar with this, okay? So you can go ahead and click this, and it's going to bring you over to the USPTO website. It's going to say, hey, look, grandfather is trademarked. It's got a serial number and a registration number, and it's live, okay? So this has been published for a long, long time. Now, there's a few things you want to look for on this page. One, You can look at the mark information. This is just going to tell you, what is the trademark and is it a standard character mark? So just type text. Goods and services, 025, okay? That's the primary class, so the first class that they applied for, and 025 in t-shirts, okay? That is what you want to be looking for. You can see who owns the mark, J. Kennett Media Group, okay? So this guy's website, or company rather. But that doesn't mean you can't use grandfather on a shirt. Remember that the trademark essentially represents the source of a product. So if I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm going to say, okay, how did they get this trademark? You want to go to Documents and click on Specimen. All right, Specimen will open up this page. If the government website would load on me, you'll be able to see it here. Wow, so this is what they submitted to the United States Patent and Trademark Office, and apparently this is good enough for them to get a trademark for t-shirts, okay? The grandfather t-shirt. But if you put grandfather in a t-shirt, ask yourself, would that be confusing to the customer for this website right here, apparently on bandcamp.com? No, it wouldn't. They'd have zero idea about who this is, okay? So you can put grandfather on a t-shirt. When this gets really, really interesting is this trademark. Let's go back to Amazon here. Checking trademarks on Amazon is great and all, but let me open up, if I can find it, give me 1 second. Another tab here, I will bring it over. All right, so if you guys can see this right here, inside, this is a product inside of Merch by Amazon. So when you're submitting products on Merch by Amazon, okay, so you're going through, you're picking your colors, so on and so forth. This is a really old t-shirt, by the way. You'll come down here, all right? The buttons are also right before you click the submit button, all right? Now, there's no submit button right now. There's only save as draft. That's going to be enabled hopefully very, very soon. But you see, you have the brand here, Merch Informer. I can go ahead and click trademark check here. Nothing here is trademark. But if I came in here and I was, just typing, I have a new design, I'm putting a new design up, and I'm like, you know what, let's put Nike in the brand, all right? And I click trademark check. It will highlight that, so I can click in and say, oh, wait a minute. Before I click the submit button, before I get a bunch of rejections from Amazon on some trademark. Now, you're not going to put Nike in the brand, right? You're going to put something that relates to your brand. Maybe you put it in the title. Maybe you put a phrase in the title that you have absolutely no idea is trademarked. This happens to me more times than I would like to admit. There's a lot of bogus trademarks out there that are live and can get you rejections from Amazon. So for example, let's use a phrase as an example. So let's say you come in here, we'll remove Nike because I don't want to get in trouble for that. Again, if you trademark check it, nothing is going to come up. But if you put a trademark that I know is a trademark, eat pasta, run fasta, okay? This is trademarked. We'll go ahead and look at this in just a second. But let's say you put that in your title, you put that in your features somewhere. You put that somewhere in your listing, you're like, I'm going to go ahead and publish this to Amazon. But when you put that extension into Chrome, okay, so inside of Merch Informer, up here, right-hand corner, under your name, trademark protection, click that, install it. There's a ton of people that use this. And if you're not using this, I'm not sure why you don't. But if you come over here and we put that in the brand, you can put it in the title. It doesn't matter where you put it. It's going to check all of this information. And you click this, it's going to bring up, oh, look at that. There's a trademark. And this trademark actually includes some punctuation. There's a comma and a period. And here's the serial number and happens to be live. So we can click this and give the good old government a second to load here. All right, so eat pasta, run fasta, really decent phrase, I guess, but it is trademarked. It's been trademarked for a long time. We can see that, yes, it's a standard character mark. That means it's typed out, okay? Goods and services, t-shirts, 025. This is what you're looking for. If a phrase is trademarked in this category, okay, a phrase. I don't really concern myself about single word trademarks. those are usually fine. There's no confusion there. But if a phrase somehow gets trademarked like this, you want to be really, really careful. Okay, so we see it's trademarked in 025, that's clothing. We see that apparently Philip Prince here owns it. He's an individual. So thanks, Philip. I don't think we can use this, but again, let's go to documents. We'll go to specimen. And wow, that's a very large document. But as you can see, it says eat pasta, and then off the screen is run fasta. So that's trademarked in clothing, and I would not use it on a t-shirt. So before you upload, let's say you're inside your Merch by Amazon account, you created this phrase, you don't know it exists, you don't know it's trademarked. Before you click this submit button, before you click save draft, make sure you run this. Make sure you run it against the USPTO database to ensure that you are not going to get a strike against your account. All right, so now that we have gone over that, let's, so this is the back end, right? Your Merch by Amazon account. Let's go to merchinformer.com. Again, if you guys want to follow along, you don't have an account, click this, absolutely free. But I'm going to go and look at merch research. Now, if you're not familiar, go to resources, merch research here on merchinformer.com. We're going to just enter in that same phrase we just looked up. Eat pasta, run pasta. Now, I know there's a few shirts in this niche. So we're going to go ahead and click search. I know not all of them have come back online yet. Okay? So not all of them have come back online. This one has. This right here, this Italian pasta shirts. Okay, you can run the same check on Amazon. So if you're going into the same niche that you've done a little bit of research on, you can click this and you're going to see the same thing pop up, okay, which you can click and take a look at. So you're thinking to yourself, okay, there's a trademark for this phrase, all right? There's a live shirt on Amazon. How does that make any sense at all? Well, there is a live trademark for this phrase, but the thing you have to remember is the only time that Amazon really starts taking t-shirts down is one, if someone complains. So if the person that owns this trademark, not that one, let's go back to status. That is the wrong one. It's over here. If Philip Prince, so the owner is Philip Prince. If Philip Prince saw this on Amazon, or if he's watching right now, all right, and he decided that on Amazon he really doesn't like this shirt, it's infringing on his trademark, he sends a message to Amazon. Amazon's going to take this down. And the second reason a trademark gets added to Amazon is it's a big brand, right? They don't want to be taking down shirts for phrases like this, but if someone complains, they will not ask questions, they will take it down. Or two, if it's a legitimate brand, it's probably in their database already. So while this is not a legitimate brand in my point of view, it is trademarked, and it could be taken down in the future. This has happened to me where I will do a trademark check and it's not trademarked at all, right? So something I put in a shirt is not trademarked. I'll put it up online. It'll sell really well. And let's say 10 months later, someone comes in and trademarks the term. Now, should they be allowed to do that? Absolutely not, all right? But it does happen all the time because the attorneys at the United States government, they get so many of these applications, they really don't do the checks that they are supposed to do. So how do you get around that, right? We actually built a module, again, inside of Merch Informer. To do that, it's under trademarks over here, and it's called the Trademark Hunter. Now, the reason I use that Eat Pasta, Run Fasta, here's one of the shirts that I know is trademarked. Not my shirt, but it's in here because I monitor this kind of stuff. It's not live yet, so the reason we use the other shirt as an example is this ASIN has not been restored on Amazon. But what this little module is going to do, it's called the Trademark Hunter over here under Trademarks. You are going to submit a list of your ASINs. I can't tell you how many times this has saved me since we built it, because what will happen is, people that think that they want to own a certain phrase. Now, that should not be happening, but it happens all the time in this industry. People that want to own a phrase will get a trademark. They'll go through the process. And, sometimes it can take 9 months. And after they get that trademark, they're going to go, ha, 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 and go to Amazon and tell them, hey, I own this trademark. Take everyone else down. And I want to make sure that does not happen, right? So the way this module works is you upload a list of ASINs, okay? Here is this ASIN right here. These were uploaded a long time ago. you upload a list of ASINs. So I'm going to go ahead and open an Excel file. You can do this in Google Sheets. All you do is you put one ASIN in each column, or each row, excuse me. So you'll save this as a .csv, okay? .csv, and once you've saved it as a .csv, upload it and store it. So every single day, this system is going to check against the USPTO, the government website, the government database, and check to see if these things in your titles, in your features, in your description, if you have one, have become trademarked. Because people do this all the time. I'm telling you, they should not be able to do it, but it happens, and it's so frustrating where you put stuff up, you do the checks, you do the manual checks. We're going to go over that in just a second. And then at the end, you end up with a product that's selling really, really well. And then let's say a year and a half later, all of a sudden you get an email in your account, and you open it up, and it's Amazon saying, hey, they removed it. Do you have rights to this trademark? And you're like, what are you talking about? I did all the checks when I put it up. It's because of these type of people who think that they can own a phrase, and they go out and trademark it. Now, it can take up to 24 hours once you add the ASINs to this module. So you'll give it some time, and then it'll just check back every single day. Same thing with these. They're clickable, which will bring you over to the USPTO website. Okay, that is the fast way to do this stuff. Now, I am going to show you how to do this longhand, and it's not very fun. Okay, so let me open up tests here. Let me close out some of this stuff so we know where we are. Close, close, close. Okay. If you want to do this stuff manually and just spend a ton of time going back and forth, looking at every single word, every single combination of words that you type, which is what I used to do. This takes forever. It's a huge pain. But you need to understand how it works in order to know what is going on and what you should know about. So in order to do a trademark check in the United States of America, you want to type in TESS, okay? TESS right here, all in caps. That is the Trademark Electronic Search System. Very, very simple. This website looks like it's out of the 80s. I know. You want to click on Basic Word Mark Search. All right, and then you just want to start typing in your different phrases. So I'm going to type in the one that we were just looking at, eat pasta, there it is. Okay, so we're just going to enter in the phrase, and we're going to click Submit Query. Now on this page, it's going to show you everything that's related to what you typed in. You see this one, run fasta, eat pasta. That's not what we typed in, but it's related. You have this one, eat pasta, comma, run fasta, period. And you have this one, same thing. Now you're looking at a few things here, okay? Serial number and registration number. When you first apply for a trademark, like I have a trademark, so I know how this process works. When you apply for a trademark, the minute you hit submit, you get a serial number, okay? A serial number just means, hey, this trademark now has a number attached to it. It's just an identifier. Doesn't mean that the trademark's live, doesn't mean it's been granted. It means, hey, the government got it, they're going to take a look at it. Now, once the government takes a look at it, this can take a long, 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 long time. Sometimes they go back and forth. Once they grant the trademark, they will give it a registration number. Okay, so if you see something like this, serial number, registration number, and it's blank, it means that it is not a live trademark yet. Both of these have registration numbers and serial numbers, which means at one point they were live. And then you want to go over and look at the right-hand column, which says live or dead. All right, so we click on the bottom one here. It says it's a dead trademark. We already took a look at this one. This is the one we were just looking at that the plugin brought back, and we clicked. Let's take a look at this dead one. It's going to tell you, hey, this was canceled, okay? And if you want to know more about the mark, you click the TSDR button, and it'll bring you exactly where you were before. But you see registration canceled because they did not file an acceptable declaration under Section 8. So good, they probably should not have a trademark for this phrase here. Now this is a little different than the one we were looking up. But I think you guys get the point. What you want to do here, okay, let's go back. Every single time you type something on Amazon, if you don't want to get any rejections, you're going to have to search every combination of words and phrases. Every single one. Because what you're going to find is if you don't search every single one, you're going to miss a combination, and that's going to be the one that gets you 20 rejections. And that's no fun, and no one wants to deal with that. All right. So, I mean, for example, the reason why this plugin is really, really helpful is, yeah, I could type this out right here, and I see, when I submit query, I see 3 results, right? Anyone could go through 3 results. If I type in Nike, and if I could spell it without a slash, you are going to see 168 records. And you're going to see this for a lot of different phrase-type material. Now, this is a big brand, so no wonder there's so many. But let's say you go back, okay? Let's just type in bug, okay? Well, now you have 4,000 records. How do you know which ones are in clothing? How do you know which ones are related to clothing? They're in t-shirts. You know, I have no idea. No one wants to go through all of this stuff. That's why we built the plugin. Again, upper right-hand corner, click on the TM protection here. Chrome plugin. Ton of people use it. And if you're not using it, I literally think you are wasting a bunch of time. So that's pretty much trademarks in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'll take a look at those in a bit. The last thing I want to go over is some research that I'm doing. I'm actually putting together a list for one of my designers today. Even though Merch by Amazon is currently not accepting new products being pushed live, I want to have him working on some stuff, so let's go over that. Before that, let me check the comments. Andy, they seem to stop freeing ASINs out as quickly as they started. I've noticed the exact same thing. When they started restoring those ASINs, I couldn't really figure out how they were going about it. Most of the shirts that went live in my account were under bigger brands with a bunch of reviews, but I also noticed a bunch of other stuff coming back with no reviews. And some of the one of my shirts that has like 70 plus reviews has not come back yet, and that was like an excellent seller. So I don't know how they're going about restoring ASINs. I know they're doing it, and once they are fully restored, we'll be able to publish. I don't know when that is. I'm hoping it's soon, but I think they have a large part of their catalog left to go. All right, so let's go over what I was doing on the research front here. I'm going to close a bunch of this stuff out. Okay, so head over to the Merch Hunter. If you guys are following along, the Merch Hunter inside of Merch by Amazon is going to show you the best selling t-shirts pretty much at a click of the button at any given point in time. Now, since Merch by Amazon just turned back on ASINs, like they're being restored as we speak, excuse me, this module is coming back slowly, so we're going to have to give it a few days, but I'm going to show you guys kind of what I have been doing. So what I've been doing inside of the Merch Hunter is, instead of just looking at this top sellers, okay, I'm going to crank up this BSR range all the way to the top, and I'm going to enter in a keyword. Single word keywords work really, really well here. So I'm going to go ahead and just click car, and we're going to click, we're going to sort by sales rank, not sort by reviews. We're going to click on search. Give it a few seconds here. Let me check the comments. Is working the Amazon print on demand? Yes, Amazon print on demand is working. Yes, sales are coming in. All right, so we're inside of the Merch Hunter. We ended up just cranking up the sales range here, the BSR range, all the way to the top, entering in a random keyword. We're going to look at cars. Now, I have a bunch of car shirts that sell really well. I enjoy cars. But what this is going to be very, very helpful for you guys is, I was scrolling through here earlier. Let's see if I can find it. This is going to give you a bunch of information, okay? It's going to give you the ASIN. It's going to give you the number of reviews. It's going to give you the price, sales rank, the sales rank over the last 30 days. Now, again, this system is just coming back online because of all the shirts that are going live. And the reason I'm using it in this way is a lot of these shirts are not live on Amazon yet. And I'm going to show you why that's important here in a second. It's going to give you the features and descriptions. But let's see if I can find the one I was looking at right here. Okay? This one right here says, I'll be in my office. Very, very simple graphic, just some text. So we can see here, here's the title, okay? It's got 28 reviews. What does that tell you right off the bat? It tells you that people really like this shirt right here, and it's a really good fit with the audience. It's selling really well. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to validate the niche, okay? You do that by clicking on this little details button, says I. It's going to open up this sales graph. Now, it's also going to show you all the trademark information for the title, features, description that we were going over earlier. Again, these are all clickable. So I can click these. It'll bring you over to the USPTO. So make sure you take a look at that. But you're going to scroll down. This is the graph that I want to see. Okay, it's going to show you the price, see what people are playing around with, and it's going to show you the sales rank graph over time. So back through November here, it looks like. Now, the last time this shirt was updated was March 25th. It is not March 25th. It's been about a month. Okay, a little bit over a month. Now, why is that important? Okay, so we look at this shirt, we say, oh, wow, like it's selling really, really well. It's priced pretty high. Let's go ahead and open it on Amazon here. What do you notice right off the bat? What do you guys notice with the shirt? Anyone? What do you notice? Okay, I'm going to have to answer for you. It's not available for sale. There's no price here. There's not a single price here. Okay, so what do we know? We know this shirt right here is not available, so people can't buy it. We know it's got 29 reviews, and they're pretty good. Okay, look at that review breakdown. Very, very good. We know that it was priced fairly high. It was selling, and it was a really good match with the audience. But it's not for sale. So then I think to myself, okay, what is this? I'll be in my office, car mechanic, right? So let's go over to merch research. Now let's see what's currently available for sale. So I'll be in my office, car mechanic. Click on search. Okay, here's one that looks pretty much the same. Got a review. It's priced, but there's only a single shirt available on Amazon in this niche. Okay, what does that tell you? It tells you that there's so much opportunity to get going right now, getting up different shirts in that niche. So I was just looking right before I got online. I just typed in car lift graphic, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, how could I create a car lift graphic that's totally looking different than this, which is probably free clipboard somewhere. So I'm looking for ideas to send to my designer so I can actually put something up in that, you know, my office, I'll be in my office type of car mechanic shirt. This is a really good representation of something that, one, is a hell of a lot better than this, okay? Like a lot better, like a graphic artist drew that. And two, it's just a better quality product that we can actually get ready to put up as soon as publishing goes live. Because when publishing goes live, this shirt, let's just say this was my shirt for a second. Okay, it's not my shirt, it's just something I found on Google. Don't use it that way. But if you got something created like this, and you put it up on Amazon in draft mode, as soon as all the other shirts go live and you can publish, you're going to be starting off on the same playing field as this shirt right here. So this is going to be a great opportunity for you to either run traffic via AMS. If you have access to AMS, I know not everyone does. Run traffic through Pinterest, run traffic through Facebook. Maybe you're in a Facebook group about horses. So you could use the same method I just did to find out, hey, what was selling really well in horses, right? How can you make a different image, different graphic in the same niche? Don't copy anyone. How can you make it better? So you figure out what's selling, how to make it better, and then as soon as everything goes live, you'll be able to blast by them. Because we know that this one has 29 reviews, right? We scroll down here, it looks like it's been up for a while. You will be able to come in and take these niches over, okay? So, you know, that's what I've been doing this morning, is going through, doing exactly what I am teaching you guys to do here, looking at different stuff. You know, here's an old car. Oh, it's a Beetle. Probably wouldn't do a Beetle. Classic, 1950. Not old on the classic. And you can tell. So if you open this stuff up, right, if you don't see a price here, that means it's not really available for people to purchase. But if you see something like this, you see a price, you see free shipping. This right here, you can pick the colors. This is available to purchase, okay? And let me find it. This is not. See the difference? Price, fit, blah, blah, blah. No fit, no price, no colors. That's what you want to be looking for. Notice the difference. So if you guys are looking at this stuff, make sure you're taking advantage of that. What's the price of Merch Informer? I am glad you asked. Go to merchinformer.com. It is currently, since Merch by Amazon has been shut down, this month as well, it's literally free. So you guys come over to merchandformer.com and you click open a free month trial. There's no credit card required. You literally just enter in your email and you can get inside and start using the stuff that I'm talking about here. So that is what I've been doing. All right, so I've been going through here, Merch Hunter, let's go in here. Let's do the same thing. Random keyword, let's say dog. Actually, you know what? Let's do corgi. All right, saw one of those the other day. Give it a few to bring back the results here. Give it a few seconds. All right, we'll scroll down and we'll start looking at this stuff, right? What you're looking for are shirts that, one, are selling really well. So let's go information here. See if this has any information. It looks like it's got a lot of information. So if you're on a page, if you're inside of the Merch Hunter, even when products start coming back online, this information is so important because you want to figure out, are customers on Amazon buying this product once? Okay, so let's say the shirt is selling once and never again, which, why would you want to enter a niche where someone only buys one shirt and they never, ever, ever buy it again? Or, as we'll see here, are they buying over and over again? Evergreen niches, okay? This is what you want to build the base of your account over. Excuse me. So, every time you see a drop in this graph, so sales rank, when it drops down, that's at least one sale. You see that there's a drop here. Bam, bam, bam. Here's another drop, drop, drop. So every time it drops, that's a sale. So sale, 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 sale. Consistent sellers. That's what you want to find here. And if a consistent seller, and you can say, okay, like this is a corgi t-shirt. I think I'm saying that right. 40 reviews, okay, priced high. I'm going to guess this might be available. This one is available, right? So we're gonna skip that. Now this one has two more reviews than Merch Informer is showing. Why is that? Because I'll show you. We'll come in here. We'll take a look at this. We'll say, hey, when was the last time? In March. Okay, so everything is coming back online. There's millions and millions of t-shirts. It's coming back online, but this is what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for stuff that isn't available, that I can make a better and different version of, okay, that I can have ready to go for sale, that I can drive traffic to. Because let's say, I find a shirt. Let's see, is this one available? This one's not available. Let's use this. Let's use this as an example. So we'll close this. Let's see, I find the shirt, okay? Now I could have a graphic artist draw up a corgi that looks way different, way better, reposition this, maybe curve the text around it, curve the text down here, put a reflection in his glasses. I don't know. I'm not an artist, that's why I have an artist do it, but what I'm looking for is, look, it has 30 reviews on it. It's currently not available for sale. If I could open this up here, I thought I had it open. Not available, right? 30 reviews, not available for sale. We'll click the details information, see what we have. We see it's a consistent seller. Don't do this method if you're not willing to drive traffic. Because let's say we come up with a shirt in this niche, we put it up, okay? Everything goes live, so you publish your product, and you just sit back and go, okay, I hope that sells. That is not what we're doing here. Because then, all of a sudden, Mr. 30 Reviews over here is going to dominate you. What you want, though, is if you're willing to drive traffic, and this person is not, you are going to blow by them so quickly that it's not going to be funny. I mean, some of the shirts that I have coming live right now are doing so well because I'm driving traffic to them, I'm doing AMS, I'm doing Pinterest, and I'm also relying on organic traffic. So it's like the combination of all of this stuff is so good for your account. And I'm telling you guys, if you go through, that's what I'm doing today. I'm making a list of 100 designs to send off to my artist. You guys do this, and you get your stuff ready to push live and ready to run traffic to as soon as Merch by Amazon is completely restored their ASINs and everything's good to go. You are going to see sales in your account. That's pretty much all I wanted to go over today. If you guys, want to follow along, you're watching this on replay, go grab a free account. All right, you can use the trademark stuff we went over. Up here, trademark protection. This is a Chrome plugin. If you want to monitor your account for trademarks, over here under trademarks on the left, trademark hunter. Make sure that nothing trademarks itself that you don't know about. Make sure you stay informed. You look at the data and you actually care. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments. And I'm going to take a look at those. And if there is no questions, I'm going to pop off here. Appreciate all of you guys sticking around. E.B. Rosner, what would you set your PPC for ads on average? Good question. Okay, if you go to merchformer.com, click on the blog. I actually legitimately just wrote about this yesterday. Got this awesome graphic from a good friend of mine. This is going to show you how to run ads at the very bottom of this. Not that one, excuse me, my bad. It's the one I wrote the day before that. Right here, how to kickstart your Merch by Amazon account after the printing pause. So just, if you guys don't want to read that, you don't have to. This is just what I'm doing with AMS ads, okay? Think of AMS ads as a sort of an auction, right? So let's say you have 5 people and there's only a set amount of ad space. You all bid on the ad space. That is what your CPC is, okay? CPC, cost per click. You all have to bid on the same ad space, but since printing was paused for the last, month or two, you can set your bids really, really low, and you're still going to get impressions on that. Now, if you're in a really, really crowded niche and more people are trying to run ads than just you, this method may not work. You'll have to play around with your CPC. But I'm currently setting my CPC bids at like 15 to 25 cents. Okay, somewhere in there. Probably like a 20-cent average. And I'm seeing impressions and I'm seeing sales. Okay? It means I don't have to spend the farm to get a sale on Merch by Amazon, but I also get the data I need to actually look and bump the rankings up. This article is pretty long. Go in here and read this. It basically explains what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and why I think it's going to work. So make sure to go through the Merch Informer blog here. What initial investment do you need for this kind of business if you are a beginner and have no idea? Great question. I would not invest a single penny until you learn what you're doing, okay? You can get started with Merch by Amazon without spending a dime. That's what I did. That's what I know a ton of other people do. You don't have to be a graphic artist, right? So, you need to be able to do your research. You have to be able to figure out what people want to buy on the other side of the computer. But sometimes all people want to buy is just a texture. All right, so let's just go in here and see if we can find one of these. Let's see. I typed in dog, so maybe not. All right, this, for example. Anyone can do this. I would not do this. I would not do this niche. I would not do that. But anyone watching this can type this and find a free piece of clip art and say, look, I'm a designer, right? So while I wouldn't recommend doing this shirt, I would recommend doing the work yourself until you see a few sales rolling into your account and you go, aha, this actually works. I can do this. I know the pieces of the puzzle, and that's when you can start actually spending money into your business. Otherwise, I would just do it yourself. Make sure you figure out the different pieces, because there's a few different pieces, right? You have the graphics. That's only one part. You have the research. Okay, that's the second part. And finally, you have the optimization, which means figuring out how to use a keyword, figuring out how to write your sentences. And you have to be able to bring those 3 parts together to run a successful Merch by Amazon business. So if you're brand new, don't want to toot my own horn here, but I've written a lot of stuff. Merchinformer.com. Click on blog at the top here. There's like hundreds of thousands of words of content, free to read, free to learn about this stuff. So make sure you go through that. Can you use the same designs for another platform like Etsy? Yes. If you put a design up on Merch by Amazon, okay, you can use that same design on other platforms. You can use it on other products. Now, again, you need to make sure that, if you put a design up and you're doing your trademark checks in clothing, but you want to put your design on, tote bags, you're going to have to do some research and figure out, okay, what trademark class are tote bags in, and can I use the saying, phrase, design, whatever it may be, on the new piece of clothing. So make sure you have all your bases covered. But yeah, you can use the same design on multiple platforms. Fistnick, after reading that article, I set up a campaign and already got 4 sales with 15-cent CPC. Exact. So it works. It works. Fist is telling you it works. It's working the same for me. See, that's the thing. Yeah, you're not going to get, if you set a low CPC, so Fist over here is saying 15 cents. You're not going to get all of the impressions in the niche, and that's okay. What you're going to do is be able to take all the traffic that other people are not getting. You're going to take traffic that people are not getting when they're sitting there just magically waiting for organic traffic. You're going to turn those into sales, and those sales off of the paid traffic is going to move your shirt up the search result, which leads to more organic sales. Okay, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you have a bestseller, would you up your CPC significantly? No, I'd start it low and I'd watch it. So you have a bestseller, okay, you start your CPC really low. You have to give it a few days. AMS is like really slow in the back end. I don't know why. But let's say after 3 or 4 days, you're like, wow, this shirt isn't getting any impressions. Well, that means that, hey, one, that might be a more, heavily saturated niche. You might have to bump your CPC up a bit. You also have to realize that if you're bidding low or you're bidding high, you have to look at your ACoS, okay? If that ACoS gets too high, you're going to be losing money. Now, for some, it might be worth it losing a few dollars to get that search traffic and those sales to bump you up in the organic rankings, right? Because that can lead to more money down the line. But if you're trying to break even, which is what I recommend, or make a profit, you're going to have to watch that ACoS very, very, very carefully. So yeah, AMS is great for this. I know that, not everyone has access to AMS. I know it. I know that you've all been waiting for, some of you guys have probably been waiting for a year or two. They tell me they're working on it, right? Like Amazon would love to take your money. But for some reason, not everyone has access to it. So if you don't have access to AMS, highly recommend you go over, again, to the Merchant Former blog. I've written about this 1.5 million times. Pinterest is probably the best resource for driving free traffic. There's no need to pay for it. Completely free to use. In some cases, I think it's way better than AMS. It takes a little while to get going, but I definitely recommend you guys hop on Pinterest if you're serious about growing your business. Let's see here. Should I make one design per topic or many designs on the same topic? You should learn how to do your research. Figure out what people want to buy, right? Because I get questions all the time. Someone will send me a shirt design and be like, what do you think about this shirt design? So I'll go and I'll look and I'll say, okay, what are people buying in this niche? If there are not people buying in the niche, don't waste your time. Okay? So if you make a t-shirt for your second cousin twice removed who loves baking and crochet, there might be only a single person on planet Earth who would ever want to purchase or wear that t-shirt, and that's your second cousin twice removed who likes baking and crochet. That's not how you build a business. You build a business based on, people on the other end of the computer, providing them a product they want to buy, they see value in. That is your goal when it comes to Merch by Amazon. Figure out what a customer wants and just give it to them. I just checked and got another 3 sales, and CPC even went down. Nice. That is what I like to see. So it's working. Let me take a look at that screenshot you just posted. Solid. Okay, I like it. Yeah, AMS, it works great. If you're not doing AMS, social media is where it's at. I think we all can be honest with ourselves. We spend a little too much time on social media. Use that to your advantage if you don't have AMS. Okay, you're spending the time anyway. You might as well be making money from it, which we can do with Merch by Amazon. So I think that's all for today. I, for some reason, am losing my voice, so I am going to head out. Any questions after the fact, drop them below. If you don't have a Merchant Former account, get one, merchantformer.com. Currently free. You guys can follow along. Appreciate all you guys sticking around to the very end, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.